What started as a single giggle store has expanded into many locations and a thriving online business. Founder Ali Wing came to and continues to nurture its growth.
My vision for this is as big as a Nike. And I say that with all the hubris in the world, that it's a huge market, that it's in need of a portal for transitioning to new parents. And there is no aspirational model or brand for that. So what I am endeavoring to build is not something you build in 2 to 3 years. It takes decades.
And to give our audience an idea, $2.8 billion is the U.S. baby gear industry right now. So definitely a large market to tap into. And that's just gear. That's not even into all the other. Exactly.
If you put all the categories that I operate for the U.S. market only, it's a $10 billion market.
2 more areas I want to dig into quickly. The overall industry, what are some of the trends you're seeing, especially coming out of the recession? I know that we've talked about kind of all the different variable costs that you have and how it continues to be volatile. But what about the purchasing behaviors of this type of demographic, the older parents, first-time parents? What are you seeing?
There's always been a focus on value. Like a lot of times people assume because we operate in a better specialty that people just will spend any dollar with us, and that's never been the case. It wasn't the case in 2007. It's not the case today. People are always looking for value, and people always operate with a budget. What we have seen shift is what they'll prioritize within their budget. And what I mean by that is I would say in the pre-recession, people were probably a little more focused in their budget on the things that were externally beautiful products. So they're on the street with a really great stroller, or they have a gorgeous handbag. Those same customers might have deprioritized a really high-quality mattress, or they did have it, but they were adding the other things. If we've seen any adjustment post-recession, it's to be a little less conspicuous with the, I just bought the better version of it, but it doesn't mean they're not investing in the smart, better products like a really healthy and good mattress. And that, we've seen that business be as intact, if not more so, post-recession.
And the last thing I want to ask you is you're obviously a brand woman, and you're not just building a brand that you want to grow internationally and really make a Nike, like you said, but you're also
little vision.
A little, yeah. You're a commentator. You have a book. You want Giggle to be an export. You're also very much a large face of the company. How has that transition been, and how do you navigate that?
At the risk of sounding like I say this a lot, that again is because that's what we've learned consumers want. When marketing to women today, women actually want the personal face. They want the connection. And I would argue great brands were the first version of social media before we all called it social media. Great brands were actually understanding that they didn't just dictate how their brand evolved. They were listening, and consumers were evolving their brand for them. We're sort of done well. Building a brand is like putting guardrails out. And we want to make sure that we stay on the vision for the brand, but your consumers actually should help the momentum and drive you forward and decide if you're moving a little left or a little right. And what I have found is that in marketing to women, one of the quickest ways that women want that connection around a brand is with a human touch. And so we have found increasingly that my conversations as a face of the Giggle brand, and I'm very open about many times saying, listen, what I will answer, what I did as a parent, is not necessarily what we at Giggle will offer you as the choices. There's a lot that we sell at Giggle that weren't my personal parenting choices, but they're all brand consistent for me in terms of what we think is an appropriate set of choices to enable how you want to parent.
Thanks for watching Venture. Be sure to join us on Facebook. You can also follow me on Twitter. I'm Cris Valerio.